Bitnapping TV.
Hey and welcome to Bitnapping TV. My name is Bastian and today things are rolling a little bit different. There is no background behind me, at least no computer background behind me. There is no laptop in front of me. But I will tell you in a second why that is. Before, I want to remind you of the Summer of Podcasts prize giveaway we are taking part in. So go to podcastmadness.com and enter the code EDUCATE in the right-hand sidebar, and you can win one of the great prizes they have. For example, a copy of Boings TV books, gift cards, everything that is somehow techie, I would say, can be won there. So go to podcastmadness.com, enter the code EDUCATE your data, and you'll be drawn, maybe you'll be drawn from all the contestants in the giveaway. So good luck from us. This runs out in the mid of August, so there is a little bit of hurry. You should have to enter it. Okay, so now why is it weird today? That's because I did not bring a computer, but I brought my tiny computer, which is in my pocket, which is my iPhone. Awesome. And there is an iPhone app I want to tell you about, which I fell in love with. It's called Expenditure. Well, I tend to spend money on stuff I can't remember. So at the end of the month or mid of the month mostly, I just wonder, where did all my money go? And Expenditure helps me to find out where all my expenses go. So at least all the tiny expenses I have during the day. So Expenditure, it has a pretty nice icon, and the user interface is pretty slick, and it's easy to use. You already see my recent transactions from the last 2 months. I spent on mostly food, to be honest. I spend on gas, and I spend on medicine and all that stuff. I just spent 15 euros in the iTunes store, which is pretty remarkable. So every time I buy something, let's say I buy that great can of iced tea at my local store here, and I want to track the expense of €1.25. 25 cents, because we Germans have 25 cents of deposit on every can. So I hit new transaction and I punch in the amount, which is 125, and I hit OK, which is, I just make sure expense is selected and I click OK. So now I choose a category, which is food, of course. And well, I could, just in case I buy that every day over and over again, or I have some recurring expenses, I could make them repeating, and I can also add a photo if I want to. So I just take a photo. Yeah. Come on. So we're not sponsored by Arizona Iced Tea, unfortunately. I could also add a note. Well, it probably doesn't make any sense on a €1 can of iced tea, but it makes sense if you have bigger expenses that you just want to keep track of. So you could add in something, well, yeah, DGD, it makes totally sense. So I just put that in, and now I just hit save transaction. It saves it, and well, it's in my recent transactions. I can now check my top categories, I can check my top months, I can check my recent transactions, and so on. You see, there is pretty much food in there, which scares me quite a lot, but, well, that has to come from somewhere, you know? And you can also just edit your categories. If you go to Manage Categories, you can add new ones, you can edit existing ones, and you can remove existing ones, just to fit your need of categories. Then you can also change the currency. It doesn't make sense to, well, track it all in euros if you have US dollars, and you can reset the entire app if you want to. It has awesome sounds that you probably won't hear right now, so it makes it fun to use. There is another thing, you can see the history of expenses you had, so you can just select a month and see all the expenses you had, and, well, click on it and see what expense it was and how much it was. And if you provide any data, which I can show you because I just provided data, then you can see all that. So I just swipe over to the next page, then I see the notes I did, and I see the photo I took, and like that, it helps me to see where all my money went. It's very helpful to see where the money goes, but it's kind of scary, to be honest, because you always know where your money goes, and well, that can be a blessing or not. The app is $1.99. There's also a light version on the App Store, which is a little bit limited in functionality, but I would say $1.99 is pretty much worth it if you want to know where your money goes, just like me. I would say that's it for the iPhone app. The other thing I have to tell you is, on the one hand, we're taking a short summer break until end of August, so we'll be back at September, in the beginning of September. And the next thing is, if you like Bitnapping TV and maybe you want to flatter us, use the flatter button on our website, just to donate a few cents. If you don't know what flatter is, just search in our website, BitnappingTV. Flatter, Flattr, and there is an episode explaining what flatter is and how you can help us get rich and famous using Flatter. I would say that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you back in September. Bye.
Submit your tips and questions at www.bitnapping.tv.